Hey everyone, Mrs. Norris here. So now today we're working on the next step of our DBQ. So what we've already done is we've taken, let me take us back to the beginning. We've created a tree map of each of our documents, identified what aspect of the Constitution they were about and what they were actually, what kind of source they were. And then we use that information to write a claim. Next, we chose just one of those aspects of the Constitution, and in this case, federalism, and we kind of broke it down and made an outline. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to use that outline to write a paragraph. So we're going to write that paragraph first, and then we are going to type it into a Google Doc and upload it to our Canvas page. Okay. So now what I want you to notice is that I had 2 pages for my outline. So I took 2 pictures and I named one outline 1 and the other one outline 2. So it's first and last name and then paragraph outline 1 and then first and last name paragraph outline 2. So if you had more than 1 page, that's how I would like you to rename it. If you need to do that now, then please go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to open up this image here because I need it. If you have that separate sheet of paper in front of you, then have that out in front of you. I'm going to get rid of myself here so that I have space for, where'd you go? For this picture that I'm going to use for reference. I also have document A open to use for reference. So I have all of my tools in front of me for putting this into a paragraph. All right. So what I want you to do right now is make sure that you also have all of your information. So you're going to write this with me. What I write, you are going to write, because again, I want you to have a good example that you can reference. And then what you're going to do is take a picture of your final paragraph and also submit that, because I just want to know that you're actually completing all of the tasks. Okay. So I have my notes, I have my document, and I am ready to write. Please pause this video, get yourself ready, and then come back and we'll begin writing. Okay, so now I'm going to take my claim sentence, federalism helps the Constitution guard against tyranny, and turn it into something that's a little bit more academic and a little bit, I don't want to say smarter, it just sounds like I actually know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to, and it's all tying into the fact that there are actually 3 others. I'm only writing about one. So I'm going to say, let's see, one way. One way the Constitution, and this is just a rough draft, so what I'm writing, you're going to write as well. One way the Constitution guards against tyranny is the idea of federalism. So there is my opening sentence. Okay, so I've taken that note, federalism helps the Constitution guard against tyranny, and I've turned it into an opening sentence. Okay, I really should have done it in light blue so that you can see the connection, but I didn't. So I'm going to continue on with my colors that I used for my explanation, evidence, and reason. Okay. So now I want to explain so that the audience knows that I know what I'm talking about. All right. In fact, what I can do is this, because I'm very particular. So okay. So now let's move on to our explanation. With federalism, comma, some power is given, looks like I left this out, is given, oh no, I didn't, to the states and some power is given to the central comma or national government. So again, you're writing this as well. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my including my evidence in complete sentences. So I'm going to say this, okay? The graphic in document A illustrates how power is divided. So now I've given my source, right? My source is document A, the graphic from document A, okay? So now I'm going to say the central government is, for example, it shows that the central government, I'm actually going to try to combine all three of these together into one complete sentence. So, for example, it shows that the central government is in charge of foreign trade and declaring war, comma, while the states are in control of elections. So I'm switching my language, right? Instead of saying in charge twice, I'm saying in control, because when you're in charge of something, you're in control of something. So are in control of elections. Oops, I'm going to take that off. Of education and holding elections. Okay. I can't fit in what they share because it would turn it into a run-on sentence. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to include my my source again, just by writing document A. And then I'm going to, if you need, again, let's take a breather. Let's pause. Make sure that you're writing the information that you see up here up at the top. Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue. So I've used evidence 1 and 2, and now I need to use evidence 3 and then evidence 4. And I'm going to say there are some powers they both share, comma, like the power to tax and make laws. Okay, citing my source. And then the last thing that I need to do is include that last piece of evidence and then my reasoning, which is basically written. So again, in my notes, I didn't write the complete sentence. Right. Oh, now when I do that, you can't see it. But for evidence 4, I didn't write the complete quote. I'm going to use that complete quote, though, in my writing. Okay. So how can I write this? Okay. James Madison believed federalism protects the people because and then this is where my quote comes in. So that's why my document A is open. Quote, governments will each control each other. Hopefully my pencil didn't die. Will each control each other, comma, and I'm just copying his quote, at the same time that each will be controlled by itself. At the same time that each will be controlled by itself. End quote. And then doc A again. So if you need to, pause the video and make sure you're caught up before we write our reasoning. Okay, so you should be all caught up. And now I'm going to include the last piece, which is my reasoning, which again came straight from document A. So I'm just going to copy what I wrote for number 5. So under federalism, comma, powers are distributed between the central So I'm restating my claim. National government and the states. Uh-oh. Pupper's having a nightmare. Hold on a second. It's okay, buddy. There you go. All right. So neither group could ever gain absolute power or become a tyrant over the nation or its people. And there we go. Okay. So if you need to, you can pause before we move on to the next step. So as you can see, what we've done is we've taken our outline down at the bottom here, or on your separate sheet of your piece of paper, and we've transferred it into a complete paragraph. So next, what I want to do is kind of go through it, make sure there's no words I want to change. So I'm just going to read it to myself. One way the Constitution guards against tyranny, reading out loud to yourself helps you catch your mistakes. One way the Constitution guards against tyranny is the idea of federalism. With federalism, some power is given to the states and some power is given to the central or national government. I need a comma here. The graphic in document A illustrates how power is divided. For example, it shows that the central government is in charge of foreign trade, and I'm going to not use central. And instead, I want to take this out, maybe not use yellow since I'm already using yellow. I'm going to take out central. So I'm going to take this out and instead put national. So I'm editing right now. Government is in charge of foreign trade and declaring war, while the states are in control, again, so I didn't use the same thing, of education and holding elections. There are some powers they both share, like the power to tax and make laws. Okay, make sure I have a period here. Okay. James Madison believed federalism protects the people because, quote, the governments will each control each other at the same time that each will be controlled by itself. Under federalism, powers are distributed between the central national government and the states, so neither group could ever gain absolute power or become a tyrant over the nation or its people. I don't think there's anything else that I need to change. So what you are going to do is take a picture of this. Okay, so we're going to take another picture because mine is digital. I can screenshot it. So I'm going to take another picture here of my pre-write paragraph, my rough draft paragraph. Okay. And then I'm going to rename this, and you're going to rename yours as well with your first and last name. Underscore. I'm writing federalism, so this one will be federalism. Whatever you choose before, next will either be separation of powers, checks and balances, or big states versus small states. Whatever you're choosing, this time it's federalism. Rough draft. Not rough draft. We'll take that off and just do draft. Okay. So I'm going to change my name here. First name underscore federalism. So we're all doing federalism this time. Next time you're going to do whatever aspect you're choosing to write on your own draft. Okay. So these are 3 things that you're going to upload. You're going to be uploading a total of 4 documents because the next thing that we're going to do is type it. So 4 documents, or 3, depending on how many the pages the outline took you to write on. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and now open up a Google Doc. So everyone do the same thing. You're going to open up a Google Doc. So you're turning in mine because that's how I'm holding you accountable for actually doing the work in class. And then you're also turning in your own when you write your own. So I just want to see that you are doing these steps. Okay. So I'm going to click on a blank document. where it says untitled, I'm going to write my first and last name and then colon. And for this one, so you write your first and last name and then federalism. Everyone's going to write the federalism paragraph and then and submit that to me. And then you're going to write your own separation of powers or checks and balances or big states versus small states. So your own will have either checks and balances, separation of powers, or big states versus small states. Okay. I'm going to central align this. Give it a title, How Federalism Protects Against Tyranny. And then I'm going to left align. I'm going to hit tab one time, and I'm just going to start copying that paragraph onto my document. I don't like the idea of, I'm going to change that to is the use of. So I'm actually going to change this as well. Federalism. Okay, and then I'm going to keep typing with federalism, comma, some power. And now you see it's taken it to the next line for me. I don't have to go to the next line. So I'm going to go ahead and keep typing. You go ahead and pause and keep typing our class paragraph together. All right, you guys. So at this point, you have taken your written paragraph and you've typed it into a document. I did notice that there was one more mistake that I need to fix. So right here, instead of a comma, there should be the other half of the parentheses. Okay, so I've got a couple of different things here that I need to upload to the class, to the assignment. Okay. I need to upload my pictures of my outline. If you have more than one picture, that's fine. They'll make sure you upload both. I need to upload my picture of the paragraph, the pre-writing paragraph, and then I need to upload my final paragraph. So by uploading each of these things, you're showing me that you understand what to do. I'm going to look at them and make sure that you actually did complete them correctly. So to upload your document, make sure that it is your first and last name, not my stepson's first and last name. So make sure it is your first and last name. And then this one is federalism. Your own personal one that you do in the next assignment will be either separation of powers, checks and balances, or big and small states. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to File. And then we're going to go to Download. And then we're going to download it as a PDF. So again, File, Download, PDF. Okay. Now you don't have to change this file name because it will already have what you've named the document itself. So these are the things that you are going to upload to this assignment. All right. The picture of your outlines, the picture of your paragraph, and then this PDF document. All four, you may only have three if you only needed one picture for your outline. All of these things are going to be uploaded into the assignment. I'm going to give them a quick look, and then you are going to write your own in the next assignment.